Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on live stream music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on singer-songwriter Eric Carmen, and through his song All By Myself, we looked at our interaction with grief and loss, particularly at the beginning of the year. So I trust you found that one okay. Well, we're going from there to one of the most influential guitarists of all time. The story started in 1945 in Surrey, England. Singer, songwriter, he's been dubbed Slow Hands because of his silky smooth guitar technique. And of course, we're talking about Eric Clapton. Now, between 1963 and 1970, there were a few bands that Eric Clapton was part of. In 1963 to 65, we had the Yardbirds, and there was 3 albums with them. And then from 1966 to 1968, there was the iconic supergroup Cream that he was part of. Then in 1969, during the Get Back sessions for the Beatles, I don't know if you've been watching that on Disney Plus lately, such really good video getting into the behind the scenes philosophy of the Beatles and what made them tick. Well, when George decided to leave for a while, Eric Clapton was almost asked to be his replacement, but of course Paul McCartney was never going to come at that. So that's how well regarded Eric Clapton was back then. In 1969, there was this little thing called Blind Faith. Now, I did a little video on these guys a little while back. That was a collaboration with Steve Winwood and a couple of others. Yet another supergroup, really. In 1970, we had Derek and the Dominoes. And by the way, Blind Faith had one album, and there was the one iconic 100,000 people going to a concert. 1970, we had Derek and the Dominoes, and there was one of Eric Clapton's signature tunes came from that period, one album there. And then around 1970, he decided to go solo, and certainly between 1970 and 2018, that's a long career. In fact, he's 50 years going, really. 24 studio albums, 16 live albums, 21 compilation albums, 14 soundtracks. It's estimated he has sold 280 million albums. The influences of blues, rhythm and blues, rock, soul, and a bit of reggae in there as well. Eric genre isn't scared to go into any genre. He has a very bluesy, cruisy style about him that has made him so captivating for his audiences. Rolling Stone magazine put him the second best guitarist of the 100 guitarist list. The Times greatest 10 electric guitarists, Eric Clapton was 5th. Eric Clapton has won 18 Grammy Awards. He's also run a Brit Outstanding Achievement Contribution Award. He received an OBE in 1995, and this was followed up with a CBE a little bit later. So very well regarded in the UK, which is, of course, Eric Clapton's home country. 4 unavailable awards. He's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 3 times. Once as part of Cream, once as part of the Yardbirds, and one in his own right as a solo artist. He's received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. He's had an asteroid named after him, 4035 Clapton. And France gave him the Ordre des Lettres, which is a very significant award indeed. That goes back all the way to Napoleon Bonaparte, so very significant award, that one. So Eric Clapton, very influential in bringing in lead guitar. You think about the fact that he was in the Yardbirds in 1963. If I think about other lead guitarists that might have been significant, I think of people like George Harrison, maybe Sam Cooke, or not so much Sam Cooke, but Chuck Berry. But very much Eric Clapton brought in this artistry of the lead guitar into the world of music, and the world has been forever thankful for that. And as well as his playing, very much recording as well, and he was the one that decided that if you put a microphone really close to an amplifier, that can really, really, really make a big difference to the guitar sound. And so that's the way guitars are mic'd these days, very much mic to amplifier. So there's a little bit about Eric Clapton. Now, I do have a few clips today, and I might as well work through them. Let's start off with Sunshine of My Love. This came out in the Cream era, and this is a great little clip, this one. This is actually live, and it's actually a bit of a Cream reunion. And so here we get to see that iconic riff that Eric Clapton, one of his iconic riffs, he's got so many that he's known for. That's Sunshine of Your Love right there. Now, obviously, one of the signature tunes for Eric Clapton is Layla. This came from the Derek and the Dominoes era. And this very much, when you think about Eric Clapton, I know for me, this is the song I think of. Lyrics are about a girl that's not treating him so well. And it came from the album Layla and other various love songs. The great thing about this particular song is how it changes to this piano riff towards halfway through the middle, and the guitar riff that comes over that. There's just something quite beautiful and captivating about that particular part of the song. And certainly when you hear Eric Clapton start this song, you know exactly where it's going. It's one of the most recognisable guitar riffs of all time. I found a live version from 1985 at Live Aid, so it's always good to get recordings, videos from there, because it was such an incredible concert, that one. So we've got that one from 1985. We then shoot forward to a couple of solo clips. We've got, first of all, Tears in Heaven. Now, this was inspired by his 4-year-old son Connor, who fell from a window 58 stories up and got killed. This is a very significant song for Eric Clapton, very well awarded and recognised. This came from the iconic Unplugged album from 1992. And I've actually got a couple of versions. I've got, yes, the iconic Unplugged version. Then I've actually got him playing this one in an interview. So he's kind of sitting on a bit of a lounge, and the video says it's one of the first times it was ever played. So that's a very significant moment for that one as well. So inspired by really tragic circumstances, that one, and enabled him to really, I suppose, sing out his grief. Of course, musicians, when they're feeling sad, they write a song. No, would you know me in heaven? Beautiful song indeed. Beautiful tribute to his son Connor. And then a little bit later, 1998, we go forward to the Pilgrim Hour album. This is a bit of a reflective song, My Father's Eyes, also a very significantly awarded song as well. Apparently Eric Clapton never knew his father, and so this was a song just talking about that and what he would have said if he would have met his dad and what his dad would have thought about him. And so we got My Father's Eyes, a bit of a reggae feel to that one. And I thought, just to finish off the clips, we've got Cocaine. This is a J.J. Cale song, but certainly with the way the guitar riff is and the bluesy, cruisy style of this song, just sees Eric Clapton down to the ground. This is he's 70 years old here, which is not bad. And this particular clip is at Royal Albert Hall. Apparently the first guitarist to have played there 200 times. Of course, it's such an iconic venue in the UK. Now, Cocaine, when I looked up this one a little bit more, Eric Clapton, because he had some fun with drugs around the late 1960s, and certainly around the Blind Faith area, that he came to his senses a little bit. But it's an anti-drug song, this one, but it's actually live, and you can see the minute he starts that riff, which is another iconic Clapton riff, you see how the crowd gets into it. So we've got 6 clips, and they're all in, the links to all of those are in the description below. And I've also included my last link to Eric Carmen, so if you want to recap on him, feel free. I think the takeaway from Eric Clapton is this: as being regarded as the second, not sure who the best is, but it doesn't really matter. He's one of the best in the world, this guy. How do you decide when you're going to be the best at something? You know, he probably picked up a guitar and thought, yeah, I can kind of play it, but he worked on it and worked through it and actually became one of the world's best. it's possible for any of us to become really, really good at something. I think Eric Clapton really believed in himself and believed that he could do it. He certainly did experiment in his early years trying to find his niche with all the bands that he was in. But he gradually developed his craft. And of course, one of the best ways a musician can develop their craft is to play live and to record. And so Eric Clapton has certainly done that. So what is your best thing that you do? Don't dismiss it and think, oh, yeah, it's never going to be much, because it might actually be something really, really cool. But you've got to put the work in to develop it and to grow it. So may Eric Clapton's story inspire you today to find out your best thing. So if you have come back for another video, or this is your first time to Life Reflections Through Music, welcome to everybody. Thank you very much for hanging around to the end. It's great to see you all here, and thank you for the engagement we've been getting on this channel. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to go on to rap genius Eminem. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.